Hi, my name is Gay DeRusso, and I'm the owner and trainer of the Majestic Rider. I've been training gaited horses for the past 20 years. As you examine these horses and you do your neurologic exams on them, what you will see is that a lot of parts of the neurological exam, they are going to fail. So they shouldn't fail the cranial nerve exam and they shouldn't fail sensation, but some of them are bred so dull that they will not react to things as some of the other horses. When you put your hand even under their tail, sometimes they will not tuck their tail down. So you might have to poke them or keep doing it to see if they're actually not paying attention or they don't mind you doing it. Or poke them with something sharper to see if they'll actually respond, because a lot of them are going to be very dull. When you pull on these horses' tail, especially if they're walking, again, these horses are loose and lanky, so it's probably going to be harder for them if you do it at a walk. And if you're a bigger person, you might actually pull them over in the beginning. What I have found from testing all our horses is that I had to pull on most of them anywhere from 5 to 10 times to really get them to pull back. Because they are cow-hocked and sickle-hocked and have these conformational defects in the back and twist and turn with their legs, even though they were bred to do that, when you do these tests on them, it is harder for them to pull back. They're not going to pull back as strong as the other horses, especially if they haven't been worked very much or they're not engaging their back end. But they will get stronger with work and they will get better. But when I've done the tail pull, and I'm not very big, it took me 5 to 10 times, and then most all of these horses could pull back and pull back pretty well. And again, a neurological horse is not going to get stronger as you're testing it and pulling it back. It should get weaker because it should get more tired. So the fact that these horses, and I have a lot of walking horses to test this theory on, it took at least 5 to 10 times to get them to pull back. The ones that are calm, a lot of times will let you knock them over in the beginning. The ones that are more antsy or on the hotter side and might actually kill your clients that are looking at these horses, they will pull back much faster and get a little bit freaked out about it. But they're actually going to pass the exam probably faster than the dull, calm horse that would probably be good for your client because they're calm and not spooky. So that's the tail pull. I'm going to do part of the neurologic exam that the vets do on the walking horses, so you can see the difference. So this is one that has a loose back end, so I'm sure when I pull on it, he's going to come over. And then I'm going to continue to pull on it so you can see what happens. Now remember, if when we're talking about neurologic, we're talking about the nerves aren't working correctly, that the implied impulses are not connecting to the brain, so the horse cannot use its muscles for some reason. And so when I'm doing it, if he's neurologic, it should just get worse or stay the same. It should not get better. Here we go. So I'm going to do it as standstill because I'm the only one here, so I can't do it at a walk. And he is, hey! So I'm going to do it as standstill because I'm only one person, so I can't do them all with them walking. So I'm going to wrap his tail around me and I'm going to give a pull. So you see, I can pull him over. So that's one. Now I'm going to pull on him again. Two, he just started pulling back. Three, I pulled him over again. Four, he pulled back. Hi, buddy. Five, he's doing pretty good. So now he's pulling back pretty well. Okay? So again, if something's neurologic, it shouldn't go good and bad and good and bad. It
should just stay bad the whole time or get worse. But anytime he's not paying attention, because this is a calm, kind of lazy horse, he doesn't engage his muscles. And he's a little bit on the slower side, like slower learner. But you'll see, he can still use his muscles. I'm going to go on the other side and do it. But I'm doing this because these ones with the lanky horses, usually you can pull them over. And see with the tail, so sometimes he's pulling down on it. Sometimes it's kind of loose and he's not pulling down on it. But the way these horses are made, and who knows, maybe they're all neurologic, but that's the way they're bred. This is how they work. So I want to make sure people aren't putting them down. Hey, so he's not paying attention, so here we go. 1, I pulled him all the way over, pretty good. 2, I pulled him over a little bit. 3, I'm still pulling him over. He's not paying much attention. 4, pulled him over some more. 5, he actually pulled back. 6, I pulled him over again. 7, he's pulling back. 8, he's pulling back. 9, he's pulling back. 10, he's pulling back. 11, he's pulling back. Now, in the meantime, this horse isn't paying much attention up here, where most horses that are excitable would, or would be getting a little freaked out that I'm sitting here yanking on the tail. In the meantime, he's up here playing on the door. So now he's pulling back, but you can see they can do lots of things at the same time. And so he's not paying attention. You need to take the whole exam into consideration when you're doing this. These calm ones that are bred like this don't seem to care about much. So I could come up and just shove him over and he'll probably fall over, but then he'll catch himself after I keep doing it. But that's, you know, why he reacts calmly to most things. So when you're doing the tail test, or your vet does it, don't do it just 3 times or 4 times and the horse is falling over, you know, when they're walking. Try it at a walk, try it at a standstill. Do it 10, 15 times. Be sure that it's really, you know, that horse is really neurologic and, you know, it's not using its muscles at all. But I rode this horse, he can go up and down hills just fine. I took him off road, never missed a step. And they do move funny, you know, they're built a lot differently than any of the other gaited horses because of that overreach, and they're weaker back here, so it does take time to build that up. And a lot of times they'll stand, you know, cockeyed or one leg over the other. So it does help if you practice this first, so you know how well your horse does this. Until he actually pulls back. So he's a lazy horse. Now he's over there rubbing his head as he's pulling back a little bit because I just rode him. So I'm going to pull again and get him to engage those muscles and pull back towards me. And we're going to get him to stop goofing around. Okay, so I'm going to pull again. So can you see him pulling back now? So I usually do it like 10 times on each side, and I did it when we started out. So he might be a little bit tired. So then I go to the other side, you know, again, make sure they're not a kicker if you walk behind them. Stay close so they don't kick you in the head. And then I'm going to pull him over this direction. So I'm going to pull against him, and I'm kind of small, so I can use my weight against him. So depending on your size, small horse, big person, don't pull too hard. Big horse, small person, you can probably pull pretty hard. So this is much better than he did last week. Last week I kind of knocked him off his feet because he didn't want to know what was going on. A lot of the gaited horses, especially the walking horses, when you palpate around their tail, sometimes they don't tuck their tail in like regular horses. And I see it with a lot of them, so it's probably you know, something more with their breeding. So some of them will pull in, but some of them really don't pull in that much, so it feels a little loose. So you can kind of play with their tail too and see what they don't like to get them to pull in, because as the vets check them, they think they're weird and they think they're neurologic. So you want to make sure you do some stuff and get that horse to pull his tail in. So now he's pulling on me too. So he's using all those muscles back there. The tail pull on another lanky horse. Hopefully he won't walk pull him. You'll see I pulled him over. That's 1. 2, he pulled back. 3, and I've done this with him before, so I used to be able to pull him over quicker. 4, but you see it takes a while for them to fire. 5, there his stifle just locked up. 6, so it locked up again. 7, 8, boy, so his stifle's locking up some, but he's able to pull back. This horse is also a little bit on the pacey side, but he can trot. That other one was mostly pacey, and I'm teaching him how to trot. So let me straighten him out. Okay, now I'm going to pull him the other direction. He's a little bit quicker witted than the other horse, so a little bit smarter. 1, so there I pulled him way over, and his stifle went a little bit. 2, so I still kind of pulled him over. 3, now he's starting to pull back. 4, better. 5, 6, stifle went a little bit. 7, 8, but he's pulling back. 9, 10. But you'll see these ones that are a little bit lankier and their stifles are looser. This guy, his stifles lock up sometime because he's so loose. But you'll see it takes them a while. They can pull back, but it's different. It's not like the regular test in a regular horse. 9-year-old Tennessee walk-in horse that trots, paces, and gaits, and she gaits very well. So we're going to do the tail pull on her. She is not as calm as some of the other ones I put on, so she's more alert and with it. So she's probably going to be, I would think, quicker with her feet when I pull on her. So 1, oh, so I pulled her over. 2, 3, girl. 4, 5, yep. 6, pulled her over, and again I'm small. 7, she's pulling back. 8, 9, 10. So it actually took her a while to figure this out. Yep, she's better. But again, it was hard on her, and she is a little bit lanky in the back end. And she has a fair amount of overreach. So I'm going to push her over, and we'll do the other side. She's wondering what the heck is going on over here. Okay, hopefully you can see from there. Okay, so here we go. Her legs are a little cockeyed in the back, so we'll see if I pull her off balance right away. 1, 2, 3, 4. She's trying to brace herself. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But she's still a little bit off balance. Now she has been working, but she has just recently done more trail, so she's getting stronger. I think the ones in the arena can be a little bit weaker because they're not doing the hills. But see, even with me being small, if I wanted to, or she was walking, I could probably get her to, to throw her off balance pretty bad. Okay, so let me try the other side again. Good girl. Now we'll see if she's figured this out. But again, this is good if you know with your own horse, when it's being normal, what it normally does. 1. So she's better now. Yeah. So she figured out what I was doing. But again, it took her a while to figure it out. But at least they're nice and calm that she's not trying to kick me or anything like that. She's very sweet. But the lanky horses, it takes a little bit more with that tail pull for them to figure out what's to doing and to be able to balance themselves. And because they are, the way they're built and bred, they're a little bit weaker in that back end until they're really engaging it and using it all the time. And you can see she has muscle, but it's not a ton of muscle back there right now. Okay, so far with me, and again, I'm not a 200-pound big vet. Most of them aren't, but if you have a big guy pulling on, it's going to make a difference versus a woman who's on the smaller side trying to pull the horse over. So take everything into consideration when you're doing it, but test your own horse so you know how much they normally pull over before they start having any issues, so you know what's normal for them. Okay, so this is my horse. He's a Tennessee walking horse. He trots, paces, and gaits when he's loose. He's 17 years old. He has a very big overreach. Temperament-wise, he's not, on that lazy, calm side. He's a little bit more on the hotter side, although he's tired today because we rode pretty far yesterday. All right, so I'm going to show you the tail pull on him. But I would expect him to pull back quicker because he's a little bit more alert, a little anxious, and gets a little nervous. So, 1. Oh, see, so he was asleep. 2, there we go, he's starting to pull. 3, see him getting nervous. 4, 5, 6, 7. So I don't even have to do any more on him. But he's more nervous type. He's looking at me like, am I going to kill him? And so he figured it out really quick to pull back. And he's nervous and anxious. He doesn't want me to pull him over, where a lazy horse isn't going to care so much. So now we'll go to the other side. But you'll see even when I push him over, he moves over pretty quick because he's gets a little bit more nervous. Okay, so here we go. 1. Oh, I almost pulled him over. If I was bigger, I would have. 2, 3, 4. His eyes are bugging out of his head. 5, 6. So I'm not even going to pull anymore. He thinks I'm going to do something to him. You're okay, buddy. I normally is not pulling the tail on him. But you see a big difference. I don't really want to stand behind his butt. But you'll see a big difference between the calm ones and then the ones that are a little bit more lively or anxious on the response to this tail pull. But you'll see the versus lanky versus not lanky, they'll also respond differently. So you need to take that all into consideration when you're doing these tests on these horses.